it bothers me to no end. But in the news in the last few days, in Australia, there's been a class action lawsuit launched against BHP and Rio Tinto for sexual harassment. And they've reached out to employees and former employees for the last 20 years and said, if you have a complaint, come to us. This is a law office, very opportunistic, I believe. Mm-hmm. And tell us your story. We're launching this lawsuit against. And I believe, from what I've read, a few years ago, the Australian government did a review on business practices and cited the mining industry as one of the industries that, struggled with sexual harassment in the industry. The worst industry was construction, probably because of the size of it, another male-dominated industry. But this suit has chosen to go after mining and pick two very large companies.
So mining they're specifically going after mining?
Yeah. They are going. The lawsuit is against BHP and Rio Tinto.
Okay.
So not the mining industry, but they've picked
the two big players,
two big groups, because they look for people with money, right?
And I looked at the and I just pulled up an article and I dropped the link in, Roy, under your section, because they're talking about NDAs that were being put in to keep these women silent.
Yeah, this is, so it's. So I'm conflicted here because first of all, there's no room in our industry for sexual harassment. Simple as that. Bringing this up at this time, I think, will impact the number of women that want to join our industry. So that's a tragedy. As the industry becomes a better industry, a great career for women, you've got these things that come up, which I think are litigious in nature, and some of what I've read is not substantiated with fact. Right. But it's a tough one, and if there's issues, they should be dealt with. Issues that were resolved, and it's typical within the industry, and it's lawyers that recommend it and draft it, are NDAs, non-disclosure agreements. If you come to a settlement or you deal with something, and it's to protect the individual and it's to protect other individuals as well. And comments that the NDAs are preventing people to come out into this class action suit, it's just, I don't know. Like I say, I've got conflicted views on it, but the bottom line is it's obviously not good for the industry. And an industry that's done so, has improved so much in that regard. And BHP, we've done work at Jansen, and it's phenomenal what they've done to promote equity and diversity in their operations. Kudos to them. And for them to deal with this,
And just to go further on that, so Rio Tinto is saying that they stopped using NDAs in March 2019. They will not. They're basically saying, like, if they were used and like something came up, they're void. They're basically all void.
They won't use the NDAs.
They won't use the NDAs against employees.
But I think that stems from, this legal firm, and I'm second guessing here, but I can see this legal firm reaching out to people and people saying, well, I've signed a non-disclosure agreement, so I'm not in a position to talk to you.
Yeah.
Which means they've already made a settlement of some type or dealt with the issue in some way. But anyway, sad news on the diversity and inclusion front, because I think it's a step backwards. It's going to make it more difficult for our industry.